United States government reaches agreement with New England companies to pay for penalties of the United States government's Clean Water Act. The United States Environmental Protection Agency recently reached an agreement with Patriot Marine, LCC, and Coastline Consulting and Development for alleged violations of the Clean Water Act. Proposed disposal of the dredged materials plays a vital part in protecting our ocean. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers contracted with Coastal Line to perform maintenance, dredging, and other work related to the Aquanism River Federal Navigation Project. The vessel generated by Patriot allegedly released these three separate loads of dredged materials. The Clean Water prohibits the unauthorized discharge of pollutants. President Biden issues an emergency declaration for Vermont after devastating blow due to Hurricane Henry. President Joseph R. Biden Jr. approves Vermont emergency declaration. Yesterday, President Biden declared that an emergency exists in the state of Vermont. The president's actions authorizes the Department of Homeland Security and Emergencies. Significantly, FEMA is authorized to identify, mobilize, and provide at its discretion equipment and resources necessary to elevate the impacts of the emergency. Marwan Band has been sentenced to 18 months in prison for burning a cross in the front yard of an African American family. Here is the latest information. Marwan Man, who burned a cross on the front yard of an African American family in June 2020, has been sentenced to 18 months in federal prison. James Brown, 41 years old, pleaded guilty in April to criminal interference based upon victim race. When Brown burned a cross in the victim's front yard, he carried out a despicable act of intimidation, interfered. Acting U.S. Attorney General Barton. We have zero tolerance in our communities for those individuals violating anyone's civil rights. Special Agent in Charge Stanley M. Young. According to court documents, Brown burned a cross on the front yard of an American family in the early morning hours of June 14, 2020. Mexican laborers wins on a vote for the agreement on the General Motors plant as a win for labor's unions' rights. On August 18th, workers at the General Motors Cizio plant in Mexico voted to reject a proposed collective bargaining agreement. The vote comes as a result of a first-of-its-kind comprehensive plan to remediate past denial of freedom of association. As a result of the first self-initiated petition under the USMCA's Rapid Response Mechanism, the plan laid out steps to ensure workers at the faculty. Rapid Response Mechanism under USMCA allows the U.S. to take expected enforcement actions based on the actions. Secretary of Labor's Marty Walsh fought hard for this result. Now, thanks to the U.S.-Mexican-Canadian Agreement labor's protections, nearly 6,000 workers voted during a period of 34 hours, and 2,623 voters for yes for the collective bargaining agreement, while 3,214 voted no. The second phase of Mexican historic labor reform starts on October 1st in 13 states. Complicated plan, no one to show me the signs. I'm just a creature inhabiting a complicated world, no one to run to.